Oh, hello. Day 2 of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend. We're back. Now, I'm going to give it 10 minutes for some people to join up, but there is some gigantic news that actually came out 2 hours ago, so most of you lot probably know. Basically, I only just woke up. So I'm a bit tired. Yeah, I only woke up 10 minutes ago. So yeah, in about 5 minutes time when practice is about to start, obviously most of you probably know, but I'll take it anyway. In about 5 minutes time, some absolutely monstrosity, ginormous news coming from Ferrari. Why is that so loud? I apologise. So yeah, if I stutter a little bit, right. These ads are pissing me off. Right, let's actually go on the live timing and get ready for that. Oh, fuck me! They're playing the theme music and it just scared the shit out of me. Right, the breaking news of the hour. Now remember, this came out 2 hours ago and I only woke up 10 minutes ago. So, yeah. Basically, Carlos Sainz, that F1 driver that drives for what team was I think Ferrari. Shut up, David Croft. He has been diagnosed with appendicitis, which is the same thing that Alex Albon had back in 2022, which of course led to Nick De Vries' debut points, and eventually a seat in F1. Which didn't go very well. But yeah, he has got appendicitis and he does need immediate surgery. Now, of course, F1 drivers typically can't drive cars when they're in a surgery room. So, for the rest of the weekend, he is going to be replaced by the one and only Ollie Behrman. Now, what is a bit of a piss take is Ollie Behrman got pole in F2 yesterday. So, I mean, to be fair, 10 out of 10 times, you would choose a weekend driving with Ferrari F1 team than Prema F2 team on pole. But that's got to be a bit of a gutman's, because, like, you know, it was such a good quali lap. And, you know, starting P1 for both races, and now he's just not going to be there. Unless he races in the F2 feature race, because that's like 5 hours before the Grand Prix. I have no idea. So, we're going to see Ollie Behrman in a Ferrari. Now, it is going to be interesting to see how he performs. I mean, obviously, he is talented, and I believe he is a F1 caliber driver. But, getting tossed into possibly the second or third best team on the grid, alongside Charles Leclerc, surrounded by Hamilton, Alonso, Russell, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Piastri. And of course, he's never driven an F1 car. Actually, I don't think he's driven the Ferrari in a race weekend. I know he's done junior tests and practice programs for Haas, but I don't think he's actually driven the Ferrari. Maybe in like a pre-season test at Fiorano, but that's about it. So yeah, insane really, but I'm actually very excited. It is also a bit shit for Sainz himself, because, well, he needs to beat Leclerc this year to prove that he is good enough. And, well, having to miss a whole race weekend because of appendicitis isn't really ideal in his case. Alright, there's the timer. That working? Yeah. Lovely. I'll get that activated as soon as practice starts. Oh, Anthony Davidson already getting his facts wrong, saying that Alex had appendicitis last year. I couldn't really give a shit, because, quite frankly, it doesn't mean anything or change anything, just saying. So, I don't actually know in this practice session what we're going to be looking for, because I thought yesterday, in the evening session, practice 2, we were going to see a lot more long runs, which we did, but only in the final, like, 20 minutes. And then the rest of it was just random quali hot laps and hot laps in general. So I wonder what we're getting today, because obviously the conditions right now don't really mean anything to the actual race, and also quali, because they're going to be completely different. And also, practice 1, the fastest time was a 29.6 on the softs set by Verstappen. Yesterday, about 3 hours later, in practice 2, we were seeing like 29.6s on mediums, and then of course Fernando Alonso did a 28.9 on the softs. So the conditions are so different. There's a literal 7/10 difference. That's a fun fact. Ollie Behrman is the 776 Ferrari driver. Oh, that's funny. F2 posted a picture of, like, it's race day, showing, like, Ollie Behrman, I believe that's Miney, Maloney, and Marty, I believe. Well, obviously one of them isn't there now. What? I mean, what a photo. Oh, wait, I didn't even realise practice has just started. Okay, timer go. There it is. Actually, wait, let me redo the timer for you, because it's about 30 seconds off. Oh, that's the fault. Piastri isn't the youngest driver anymore. Poor fucker. Imagine being Ollie Behrman, though. I mean, he must have got the call. And here he is. He must have got the call. Well, surely Sainz must have got it in the morning. So he probably got a call a few hours before his F2 sprint race. He's probably preparing for that. And then all of a sudden he gets a phone call from a Ferrari boss, probably Fred Vasseur, I'm guessing, maybe. I'm not too sure who gets the phone calls. And he's probably thinking, oh, they're probably just congratulating me on my pole position. They're probably wishing me good luck for the sprint race. Yep, hello Fred, how are you, mate? Yeah, we want you in the car. Yeah, I know I'll be in the car I'm racing. No, the F1 car. We need you in it. Like, how do you deal with that? Imagine just getting called up and getting told you're going to drive an F1 car for a whole race. Crazy. The thing I love about these drivers is that this guy is his first ever proper race weekend in a Ferrari, the second best car, And he's already going flat out, which is like 30 kilometers an hour quicker than the F2 car. I suppose that isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things, especially when they're pulling like 330, 340, but when you think about it, the F2 cars in a straight line are only like 30, 40 kilometers off, which is of course a big margin, but not that big of a margin. Oh, that's a funny stat. Fernando Alonso finished second in the Spanish Grand Prix the day Ollie Behrman was born. Wait, how old is he? Oh, he's 18. Oh, he's born a day after me. Just, yeah. Wait, I'm 1 day older than him. Wait, no, I'm a whole year old. Never mind, I'm a year younger. That's not how time works. Oh, I'm an idiot. For some reason, I thought it would stay 18 until my birthday, which is the 7th of May. But no, I'll be 18 and I'll be 19. I think I was born when Fernando Alonso won his second championship. And look, this is what I mean. Look, Behrman, instantly, flat out, driving the car, fast. Like, I don't get how these drivers do this. Behrman's first lap in an F2 car, well, his fastest lap was a 42.2. His first ever F1 lap, and it's a 33.1 for Ollie Behrman. He beats his lap time by about 9 seconds. Jesus Christ. Oh. There's the fucking pace difference. Right, we'll keep an eye on Behrman. He's going to slow down now. But honestly, see, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna change the genre of music because I feel like this is shit. Thing is, I can only really play. Why is that so loud? See, unfortunately, I do have to play NCS music because, well, I don't want to get copyrighted on my live streams because I'm trying to get a bit of moolah, do you know what I mean? Right, Hamilton is beginning a hot lap around the Saudi Arabian Jeddah Grand Prix circuit, Corniche track in the Middle Eastern country, Saudi Arabia. Right, one thing I don't want to look at is, see, I'm not sure. Is a 33? Well, is being 1.8 seconds back from Bottas. Is that good for your first lap as a rookie in a Ferrari? I have no fucking idea. I genuinely don't know if that's meant to be like impressive or not. Because obviously 1.8 seconds is a very big gap. That's less than first to P20 in both practice sessions yesterday. So yeah, no idea. Behrman on your radio, take your time in the car, take your rhythm, build up from there. Some fair advice. Oh, well, I just realised, I feel so bad for Ollie Behrman. Imagine he's in the race, he's driving, upshift, downshift, and then he says, guys, I'm struggling with the braking. His engineer, we are checking. He's finished. Lewis Hamilton, fastest sector 1 and 2. What tyres is he on? Softs, instantly going for a quali hot lap and he comes across the line, and his first lap time is going to be a 1:30.8, which is dreadful. The lap times were about a second or two quicker yesterday. And of course, it is the first laps. You usually have to give it 15-20 before you see some actual good lap times. Come on, Ollie. Wait, Ollie's improving. Go on, Shan. Why am I saying like that? I'm literally a year younger. Anyway, Behrman across the line. He's improving his times. Here he comes. He's done a 1:33. Fair fucking play, Ollie. Instantly improves by 1.4 seconds. A 31.2 is actually a really decent lap time. Yeah, that's actually really good. I mean, he's a tenth and a half away from Bottas, which for your second lap, I think is very good. So fair fucking play, well done. We still only have those three drivers on track, the Bottas, the Behrman, and the Hamilton. Hang on, no, the Guan Yu Zhou's now coming out the pits as well. How lovely. We saw this last week in Bahrain as well. In practice 3, people just don't want to leave the pits. They just don't. I love Karun Chandok talking about like rookies coming into the sport, coming into F1, and instantly making an impact. He mentions Nick De Vries in Monza 22. He mentions Liam Lawson last year, Ollie Behrman now, saying like some of these drivers can just come into F1 and instantly be competitive. How'd your F1 career go, Karun? Not as well, because you had a whole fucking season and you were dreadful. No offense. Actually, no, full offense, you were dreadful. Anyway, Valtteri Bottas with the fastest Sector 1 so far, making his way on the medium tyre still. Of course, the fastest lap so far is a 30.8, which is about a second and a bit off of the pace, especially being on the soft tyre as well. That is a woeful lap from Lewis Hamilton, as we now have the Lando Norris and the George Russell now on track as well. Yay! More cars. Give me more. Yes! Hamilton's back out. Here comes Bottas again. Doesn't improve in the middle sector, as Behrman is improving once again. Bottas goes top with a 30.77, which is only 20 milliseconds above Hamilton's time. And I swear to God, if Behrman goes fastest, I'm going to lose it. So Behrman a tenth and a half back through the first sector to Valtteri Bottas. Fastest middle sector! I'm feeling it! Come on, Behrman, do it for the boys! Back in England. Let's fucking go. Oh, if he goes fastest, I'm actually going to lose it. I'm going to be so happy. Here he comes, round the final corner. Behrman, across the line. And Behrman goes fastest by 0.4 of a second. And he's only about 0.6 off already, only driving for 10 minutes. He's already only about 4 or 5 tenths off like actual front running pace. Front running pace, well, you're not gonna see it in the daytime. You're not gonna see it in daytime because the conditions are different. But if we're talking about a second difference, which is about, yeah, that's literally, no, it's a 6/7 difference. They were doing 130, was it 134s or 131.4s? I think it was 34s on the long runs. So he's only about, yeah, 4/10 off front running pace. That's really good. Well done. Up the Bearman. What a guy. Unfortunately, Russell's about to beat it now. Any second. Fastest sector 1. Very good through sector 2. Here comes Posh Spice. Across the line. He's going to go fastest. No, he doesn't! Ollie Bearman is quicker than George Russell! What a time to be alive! Who would have fucking predicted that? Of course, it means nothing, but it's still fun. Russell on the soft tyre as well, as we now see both RBs coming out of the pits, and we also have... oh no, that's it. So, Alonso, Stroll and Norris came out for one lap and then went back in, which is odd. We have a few more cars on track, like this is boring. The only car that really means anything is Russell and Bearman. Ollie Bearman on the medium tyre, 1/2 tenth quicker than Russell on the softs. What a fucking goat! And now Bearman comes into the pit lane. Wait. The audience of the Footcrim channel, something incredible has happened. And this is something that may never, ever, ever happen again. The Sky Sports Formula 1 broadcast is quicker and more live than F1 live timing. I can't fucking believe that. I only realised because I look on the live timing, Bearman's still out driving. I go on the Sky one and he's in the pits. That is incredible. Fucking hell. That's never going to happen again in my lifetime. Of course, this isn't just big for Bearman because he gets his F1 breakthrough, but he sort of needs to do well. Because if he does absolutely fucking woeful, ain't going to look good for a potential future Haas seat. And I do think if Bearman wins the F2 championship this year, or maybe gets a top 2 or top 3, I think Haas will sign him and they'll dump Magnussen. Actually, no, they'll probably dump Hulkenberg because they're being more loyal to Magnussen, even though Hulkenberg is about 7 times the driver Magnussen is. Now we see Daniel Ricciardo as Hamilton goes fastest on the softs, only by 20 milliseconds though, and we now see Daniel Ricciardo currently going quick. I might as well just not look at the live timing anymore. Here is Ricciardo. He's a 10th down on Hamilton through the first sector, which honestly, on mediums, isn't egregious. But again, we are still 6 or 7 tenths off actual, notable pace. And Ricciardo loses 8.5 tenths of a second through the middle sector to Hamilton. How the fuck have you done that, Ricciardo? Must have been an absolute rotter. I mean, of course, the RB is shambolic. It's nowhere near as good as people thought. People thought that it was maybe a P5 or P6 kind of car, looking more like a P8 or P9. Here comes Ricciardo across the line. He goes 7th, which is last, and loses a further 5 tenths through the final sector, and is actually 2 tenths down on his teammate and 7 tenths behind the stake F1 cars. Rough. Charlie's coming out. Love that. What tyre's Charlie on? Verstappen's also getting in his car. Charlie, what tyre is you on, Charlie? Charlie, what you on, blood? He's on the mediums. Okay. So far, we have, we're 15 minutes in, so I'll give you the first of 4 updates on the position on the leaderboard thing. We have Lewis Hamilton on the soft tyres, fastest within 1 minute for, hang on, Team Radio, Bearman. I hate these things on my headrest. They are too thick. Can we put thinner ones on? David Croft already saying Bearman's a diva. You don't hear that term very often because, well, I think there is something around the headrest area that's like pushing into his neck because they're very thick. And he just said, can I have some thinner ones? Because realistically, if he has thinner ones, he's more comfy, he will drive quicker. So Croft, shut the fuck up. Right, back to the leaderboard. We have Lewis Hamilton in first with a 1 minute 30.253. And then in second, Ollie fucking Bearman on the medium tyre with a 1 minute 30.277. And then we have Russell in P3 on the softs with a 1 minute 30.330. Valtteri Bottas with a 1 minute 30.77 on the mediums. Zhou Guanyu with a 1 minute 30.831 on the mediums. Yuki Tsunoda on the mediums with a 1 minute 31.492. And Danny Rick on the mediums with a 1 minute 31.682. Those are all of the laps that we have had so far. Some of the laps we're also going to see are from Perez. I believe, is Russell on a lap? Yes, Russell with 2 fastest sectors. He's about to blitz these times on the soft tyre. Here comes Posh Spice across the line. And it is going to be a 1:29.8. Very, very, very quick lap time from Posh Spice there. And now we have a lot more cars on track. We have Perez, we have both Alpines, we have Sargent, and Leclerc goes, wow, okay, Leclerc. A 1 minute 30.008 on the medium tyre is very impressive from Leclerc. Only a 10.5 back from Russell, who of course is on softs, and now Alex Albon is also out of the pits. Anyone on a fast lap? Oh yes, we have Zhou Guanyu on a fast lap. He is 4 tenths down on Leclerc and Russell through the first sector. He is only a 10th back through the middle sector. I think Zhou is actually the 4th or 5th quickest through the middle sector, but it's just the first and last where he loses a lot of the time because of the car's performance. That just means he's running a bit less wing, bit more straight line speed, which I think is better. I feel like you should be running less wing every single weekend because realistically, because of slipstreaming, because of the wind, because of traffic, realistically, you don't need much downforce in a race. Of course, in quali, excuse me, you might get a bit compromised. But in the race, I think straight line speed always pays off. Right, I think Perez is going for a fast one. He is. It's a 32.7, which is only about, well, a couple milliseconds off the fastest. So we'll keep on board with him. We also have Tsunoda going for a fast lap and does a 30 dead through the first sector. Really decent lap time. Decent first sector by Tsunoda. Sargent with a 33.2, so half a second back from Perez. Not that different. Perez with the fastest sector 2 of anyone with a 28.2. What tyres is Checo on? Checo is on the soft tyre, so you sort of expect him to blitz the lap times by what? 4 or 5 tenths maybe? He is absolutely rapid in the final sector for some reason. I believe he might have a bit more straight line speed than everyone else. And here comes Checo across the line. Do it for the fucking boys! And Sergio Perez goes fastest by 4 tenths of a second. Where the fuck is it? Come on, the fucking boys! Let's fucking go! Love that from the lad. That's actually a pretty shit lap time though, realistically. Well, it's 3 tenths up on the Mercedes, but you realistically want to be doing like 28.2s or 3s at this point. But there you go. Pierre Gasly goes up into P6. Pierre Gasly, P6, look at that, with a 1:30.6 on the softs. Yeah, he's a bit slow. It's a second off Perez, more than a second. That's you. Actually, no, that's probably not. That's actually not too bad. I mean, that was the gap between Perez and Gasly in quali last week. So if he's doing that on his first practice lap, that ain't too bad. As Ocon is slowest of everyone so far with a 1:30 dead, which is way off everyone. 3 tenths behind his teammate, 2 tenths off Ricardo, who's 1 place above him. It's not going well for the lad. Is Behrman doing a lap? No. We do have Hulkenberg doing a lap, though, and he is making his way. He's about to approach the second sector, and he's going to do a 28.4. Ain't that almost the fastest? That's only... Wait, Hulkenberg's really quick. It's a decent sector 1 time, a 30 dead. 33 dead, sorry, and then a 28.4 in the middle sector really ain't too bad at all. This could easily put him P5, P6. Hulkenberg round the final corner. Are Haas back to their prime? Oh, yes, they are. Hulkenberg goes P5 with a 1 minute 30.2. Go on the fucking go. As Max Verstappen sets the fastest sector 1. And I think we all know what's about to happen. We all know what's coming. Doesn't 2 tenths back in the middle sector though. It ain't over yet. At least it's not the Dutch national anthem. And here comes Verstappen across the line. And he's going to go with a wonderful slipstream. Only P2 for Max Verstappen. 2 tenths back from Checo Perez. It looks like we won't be hearing this. I'm giving you all PTSD. That's what I'm doing. Anyway. Oh, yes. I love this. Charles Leclerc, fastest sector 1. A 10.5 up on Max Verstappen. We also have Pierre Gasly. Also, on a quick lap. 2 tenths back from Leclerc through the first sector. Really not bad at all. Ocon with a 33 dead, 3 tenths behind his teammate, way off it. 28.2 for Leclerc, that's, okay, Leclerc's about to go fastest by about 3 tenths. Fastest sector 1 by 2 tenths, matching the fastest sector in the middle one. Obviously, Perez has got an utterly superb final sector. We don't know why, he just does. Gasly round the final corner. Followed by Leclerc. No, Leclerc's first. Where's Leclerc going? Leclerc goes... Where's fucking go? Leclerc goes fastest of anyone by 3.5 tenths with the fastest first and final sectors. Pierre Gasly, P8, really ain't that bad. And here comes Esteban Ocon to finish his lap, but he is way off it. As Kevin Magnussen, P5, ahead of one of the Mercedes. The GOAT, they say? They say Lewis Hamilton is the greatest of all time? He can't drive faster than Kevin fucking Magnussen. Shut your mouth. Jesus wept. Come on, K-Mag, my fucking GOAT. Love the lad. Although I still think Hulkenberg's better, but there you go. One thing I want to point out as well, Leclerc is on the medium tyre. So Leclerc has done a 29.2 on the mediums, half a second up on Max Verstappen, and 3.5 tenths up on Sergio Tequila Perez. Fucking hell, Charlie, calm down. As we see Behrman, I believe, about to start a lap. As Lando Norris goes P5 with a 29.9 on the soft tyre. Only the 5th driver so far to go in the 1 minute 29s. Of course, yesterday in the afternoon session. And as I say that, Hulkenberg then improves and goes P5. Perez now also improving on his lap time. But yeah, yesterday in the evening session, we were seeing pretty much every driver in the early, mid 29s. So we are still way off that. But we have Ricciardo on a lap. We have Checo on a lap. And that's it. So, oh no, and Lance Stroll for his first hot lap of the session. Here comes Perez's sector 2. Let's have a look. And he doesn't improve, but it is borderline. He's about 20 milliseconds away. So, ain't going to lose much when he improved by about a tenth through the first sector. So, he is still over half a tenth up. And of course, as we know, his final sector is incredible. And he is on the soft tyre. He comes around the final corner. Do it again. Do it again. For the boys! No, okay. Perez... Oh, fuck, my shirt's falling over. Perez does improve his lap time. He does a 29.5, which he improved it by about 2 milliseconds. So, did he really improve it? Well, by definition, yes, but... Will that get you a place in quali? Probably not. Although it might, seeing how close it is this year. Lance Stroll stays last of all drivers in P17. Alex Albon goes P8, despite not improving in the final sector. Great lap by Alex Albon. That's it. Oh no, Oscar Piastri goes P12. I believe Ollie Behrman is I don't even know what he's doing. He's not doing long runs. I don't even know what he's doing because he's quite slow, even by like F2 rookie driver pace. I wonder if they're just running like a full race load of fuel and they're just gonna have him drive around for half an hour. That would probably be best because like I feel like every rookie will have 1 lap pace because that's sort of the point, driving fast. But giving your driver a whole race of practice is actually quite good, as we see Max Verstappen with the fastest Sector 1. You know what it's time for? Fastest Sector 2! Here he comes! Let's check the mini sectors. It is purple, purple, purple again, purple again! Round the final corner, purple again! Max Verstappen from P3! It's P1 by 4 tenths of a 3 tenths of a second. On the soft tyres, 6 tenths clear of Checo. That's more fucking like it. The only driver to go into the 1 minute 28. My fucking god! Anthony Davidson going on about, I think the Red Bull drivers, I think Perez should be better. I think he should get closer to Verstappen. No, he shouldn't, because Red Bull, as I say it every fucking stream, Red Bull want a clear number 1 and 2. And guess what Perez is? A clear number 2. When Verstappen wins, where will Perez finish? Second. That's all you want. Thank you very much. Shut the fuck up. Let's go back to live timing. Anyone improving on their lap times? Yes, we have got 2. We have Esteban Ocon and Lawrence Stroll. Lawrence Stroll needs a big improvement, and Oscar Piastri also improving. We have Oscar Piastri a 10th up on Lance Stroll through the first sector. K-Mag only 2 tenths back from Stroll through the first sector. The Haas is actually looking really, really competitive on 1 lap pace, but they seem to always have 1 lap pace, but then they struggle really bad in the race. Last year in Canada, for example, Hulkenberg qualifies P4 in the wet, and then within like 6 laps, drops all the way down to P18. But they seem to have fixed their tyre deg issues, and they might actually be the 6th or 7th fastest car, which is, of course, a big improvement from being the slowest. We see also now Sector 2s, Ocon and Piastri with the exact same Sector 2 time, K-Mag up on all of them. K-Mag's gonna go, like, up. So, Ocon goes Ocon goes P11, I think. No, Ocon P10, Stroll P12, Piastri P8, Kevin Magnussen P3 for the lad. A 29.4, which is 0.6 behind Verstappen on the same tyre. That is very, very, very impressive. As we see, Logan Sargent, I believe, has fucked his car up. Where have we seen that before? I believe Sargent has fucked his car up because, well... So Sargent can't turn right, but he has managed to return to the pits. I can't believe in Alpine this season. Yeah, I think it's a bit like who was it? Was it Toyota back a few 10 years ago? They thought they would just be fast. Like Alpine have sacked all of their high-ranking employees. Their head of aerodynamics has resigned. I believe their technical director resigned. They're changing team principal every season. And I don't think it's really working for them. Honestly, they should just leave F1. Get Andretti involved, you know what I mean? That would be a better solution. But I mean, I feel like a team like Alpine, especially being a works team, making their own parts and engines... If you're a works team, like Ferrari, like Mercedes, like Red Bull, you can't be the slowest team. You just can't. You need to be top 6 or top 5 every season. You cannot be the slowest team as a works team. Luckily for Alpine, they don't have a situation like Mercedes had last year, where Mercedes are supplying parts to McLaren and McLaren with a quicker car. They don't have that because they're the only team with the Renault engine. We also have Lando Norris, fastest Sector 1. I'm feeling it. Come on, Lando, do it for the lads back in England. Lando Norris across the... Lando Norris goes in the pits despite setting 2 fastest sectors. I was actually getting ready to play this. The mighty Lando. I was getting ready to just blare that at max volume because he was going to go fastest. Unfortunately, though, he goes in the pits for some reason. I remember Piastri did that yesterday and I was very confused. Max Verstappen sets the fastest Sector 1. And I think we know what's about to happen. Why is that playing? Max Verstappen, fastest Sector 2, with a 28 dead. That is very, 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 very impressive by Verstappen. And he goes fastest again. Verstappen puts a second between himself and third place Magnussen and his teammate Checo, and goes 0.8 clear of Leclerc on the medium tyre. That's quick. No, wait. I don't think people realise how quick a 28.4 is. The fastest lap time we had yesterday, in practice 1 and 2, and keep in mind practice 2 was quicker, was a 28.9. He's just done a 28.4. Stroll on the radio. I didn't get the message. I believe he held someone up. Oh, Jesus wept. I think we all know what Verstappen's going to do in quali and in the race. No way we're going to hear the Dutch anthem 24 times. Don't worry, mate. Perez will win at least one. He always does. I actually think this is a bit of a mad, crazy prediction, but you've got to have a bit of fun, haven't you? I genuinely believe Lando Norris will win a race, and I also believe Fernando Alonso will win a race. I genuinely believe. I'm not just saying that to be like different. I genuinely believe they, given certain, obviously on pace, fuck no, but I believe with certain strategy and with certain circumstances, i.e., the Red Bull blows up. A mistake from Verstappen, which probably won't happen, but you never know. He did it in Hungary, although he still won by 20 seconds. Maybe just a cock-up by Red Bull. I think if anyone other than the Red Bulls are going to win, it's Norris or Alonso. That I genuinely believe that. Team radio from Verstappen. I hit something in turn 10. I don't know if it was a plastic bottle or something, but I hit something with my front right tyre. Verstappen playing Mario Kart, it seems. Alright, you have fun with that, knock yourself out. Any lap times going on? Unfortunately not. So with 20 minutes remaining, I'll give you a quick update on the... Actually, to be fair, Sargent hasn't done a lap yet. But unfortunately, I'm incredibly sorry to say, but for probably 22 or 23 times this year, you're gonna hear this. Are you enjoying yourself, are we? We're all familiar with this banger of a song, aren't we? Everyone's just saying official outro of the official theme of the 2023 Formula 1 season. Shall I give you even more PTSD? Honestly, if I hear that 24 times this year, I will be loving life because, well, I've said it multiple times on stream. I've got a Max Verstappen poster there and a Lando Norris one. I've got 2 signed Red Bull shirts there. I've got a model F1 car of the RB16B, the one that won the 2021 championship there. I've got a Sergio Perez poster there, a Max Verstappen poster there. I've got a I've got a Perez poster up there, and a Charles Leclerc one, and a Mick Schumacher one, and of course I've got a Red Bull shirt. So I think it doesn't take much effort to realise what team I like. But realistically, these posters I all made myself, except the Lando Norris one, which, this is the thing, that Lando Norris poster, it looks fucking sick, but it's from the 2021 season, and it cost me 70 quid of my own money, right? Every other poster that I made myself only cost 20 quid because the printing was a £5 and the frame was a 15 quid. So, actually, that's the big one. That's like, that one's fucking huge. It's like as tall as me. And then, of course, you can't see, well, actually, no, you can see it. I've got a Michael Schumacher poster there. And behind my bed is a poster of all of the 2023 tracks and who won them. And they all say Verstappen. Anyway, back to the fucking practice, because that's what we're here for, realistically. I don't think we've got, like, the thing is, though, we've got no one doing laps. We've only got 4 cars on track, which is Albon, Russell, Leclerc, and Valtteri Bottas are on track right now. Oh, and Guan Yu Zhou, he's there as well. Is it Guan Yu Zhou or Zhou Guan Yu? I have no clue. Because the commentators say Zhou Guan Yu, but every like leaderboard timing screen says Guan Yu Zhou. I have no idea. Alexander Albon, P7, a 29.8. Not bad from Alex Albon. Right, so now we have a bit of downtime between cars coming back out, probably for a little race run. I'll go through the timings. So we have Max Verstappen in first with a 1 minute 28. Hang on, Pierre Gasly. Oh, this is where he got held up. Oh, that is poor. What is this, guys? I don't understand what the Aston Martin was doing. To be fair, when you're turning around a corner, you can't, especially around those corners for Sector 1, you can't actually see cars behind. So that's on the team to tell him that there's someone behind. They didn't. And we have a red flag as Zhou Guanyu is in the wall, and we have our first crash of the year! Yes! We have our first crash accident of the year! Let's go! I'm not celebrating the fact that someone's crashed. I'm celebrating... Actually, no, I am a bit. Let's go! Zhou Guanyu plows the barriers at 180 kilometers an hour. And we have not only our first crash, but our first red flag of the season. Celebrate good times, come on. Oh, you love to see it, don't you? You love to see, actually, well, you don't love to see the crash. You just love to see there's a red flag. Oh, I've missed the red flags, obviously. Okay, I'm gonna get copyrighted now. Might as well just keep playing it. But yeah, we've not had a red flag for the entirety of the Bahrain weekend, and as of now, the entire Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend, but now we have one. And that's probably gonna be it for practice 3. I doubt we're gonna get any more running. So we can see, he goes around a flat out corner and the back comes loose. He hits the wall of his spoiler and then a decently heavy impact into the what's it called? Is it called Armco barriers? Let's see. Oh, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. What he's done, I don't think you lot can see my wheel. Hang on. Yeah, no, you can. Wait, can you? No, you can't. Fuck. Okay, well, anyway, he's going around a left flat-out corner, and what he's done is he's turned right a little bit, and then kept going left again on the apex. Obviously, if you do that, the car's gonna spin, because that's how cars work. So there you go. That's what happened. Zhou Guanyu crashes out, and is the first driver to crash. I said it would be Yuki Tsunoda. I got that wrong. It was Zhou Guanyu. So, seeing as practice will most likely not get back underway, if it will, there'll be about 5 to 3 minutes left, so people might not even go out. I'll go through the timings. We have a dominant lap by Max Verstappen with a 1 minute 28.4. 6 tenths quicker than Fernando Alonso's best time. The best time of the weekend so far, well, the second best now, yesterday. And then we have Charles Leclerc with a 1 minute 29.2, 8 tenths back on the medium tyre. And then we have Fernando Alonso with a 1 minute 29.47 on the mediums. And then we have Kevin Magnussen in P4 with a 129.4 on the softs. Only 12 milliseconds off Alonso's time, and Alonso was on the mediums, Magnussen on the softs. That Aston is very quick. Then we have Sergio Perez in P5. He only done one quick lap. No, he done two. He done 2 quick laps. 1.1 seconds behind his teammate with a 29.5. And then we have Russell with a 29.6. Albon a 29.8. Norris a 29.82. Hulkenberg a 29.95. Piastri a 130 dead. Stroll a 130 dead. Ocon a 130.2. Hamilton a 130.25. Behrman a 130.27. Gasly a 130.34. Ricciardo a 130.6. Zhou Guanyu, of course, is now crashed with a 30.73. Tsunoda with a 30.74. And Bottas with a 30.77. That is probably the finishing order, unless the marshals are like the best worldwide and can get that car clear. Luckily, there is a little like push-off road directly where he crashed. We have had some close calls of people crashing. Though we had like Sargent early in this session. We had Stroll hit the wall, but nothing too major. But that is the first proper accident that we have had this Formula One season. So let's see. Anything on Twitter that's interesting? That is a massive repair job for Sauber. It's not really. Well, it is, but they've got like 4 hours and it's just the front left tyre that's come off. Everything else should be fairly simple. Although, what the fuck do I know? Because if I knew, I would be there doing it. But I don't think it would take that long. Especially with how, like, skilled these mechanics are at repairing their cars. Oh, it's called Tech Pro barriers. That's the one, not Armco. Tech Pro. But you can see here he's driving. And then he turns right and then left for no apparent reason. And that's what unsettles the car and sends him off. Nothing's really happening. I don't know what to say. Like, what do I talk about at this stage? Penalty for Ocon when season feels empty. He'll get a penalty for this crash with Zhou. He's gonna get a penalty for impeding him. Despite being in the pits when he crashed, he will get a 10-second. He will get a 10 place group penalty. For impeding Guan Yu Zhou because of the wind that he left behind when he drove past 10 minutes prior. Don't worry, Ocon's penalty is coming soon. F1 Academy, Saudi Arabia Race 1. I'm not interested, to be fair, because one driver, a bit like the W Series with Jamie Chadwick, one driver is just going to absolutely mock the field just completely. I mean, this Ping, I don't know who they are, on pole by a second. But the only thing I don't like about F1 Academy is that it's called F1 Academy. There's nothing about the name that describes that it's women's only in F4 cars. F2 should be called F1 Academy because it's the closest thing to F1. But I just think they should have just kept the name W Series. It's better. Like, the W Series is such a better name. I don't know why they couldn't have just kept that. But also, they call it F1 Academy, and obviously the teams are literally the F1 teams and they get to pick a driver, but the thing is, if any of these drivers in F1 Academy were good enough, they would already be in the actual F4 or F3 or F2. I think there is a women driver in F3, I believe, and they're doing well. And that's because they're good enough to be there. Do you know what I mean? Still a red flag with 8 minutes remaining. I am very, very doubtful that we're going to see any more running. And then, as we, quick update for the boys. I still need to make the thumbnail for it, which I still haven't done for some reason. At 3 PM, So in half an hour, we will have the Formula 2 sprint race. And of course, Ollie Behrman won't be there because, well, he's busy, quite frankly. I don't know why. I believe, didn't someone do it last year? Didn't someone, I think, wasn't it Ollie Behrman himself that was driving in F1? He done like F1 practice, went into the F2 qualifying. Surely he can finish practice and then half an hour later get in the F2 car. Surely he can do that. Why can't he do that? But it does mean that Ollie Behrman Ollie Behrman doesn't get to race in F2 despite qualifying on pole for the feature race, which is cringe. But the F2 grid, the thing is, like, with Ollie Behrman... Hang on. The red flag is gone. With 6 minutes remaining. Will we... Oh, session resume at 20... So we're going to have 6 minutes of running. Will we actually see any cars? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We have pretty much the entire field in the pit lane queuing. Let's go. Who's your P1? For what? The race or quali? Actually, I'll just say both. The quali, Checo, the race, Checo. I like Perez a lot, and he does well here. I think, actually, no, I do think that Verstappen will just do Verstappen things, but to make it interesting, I'll say Checo. Well, and is that even interesting? Because it's still a Red Bull driver, but looking at this practice result, being a second behind his teammate, Checo that is, yeah, getting pole might be tricky. But of course, he only did 2 laps, Verstappen did about 5. Or you can make it interesting and say, Alonso P1. That genuinely isn't, like, out of the question. No, I think Alonso, with something special, can get pole. I think he can. But anyway, we have 4.5 minutes remaining of this final practice session, and we have every single car coming out the pits. Literally everyone. Probably for a final quali hot lap before we head into qualifying itself. We can see what tyres people are on. We have Magnussen on new softs, Russell on new softs, Hulkenberg on new softs, Ocon on new softs, Gasly and Ricciardo on new softs, Bottas on new softs. We know what's happening! This is basically going to be, like, the final seconds of quali. Because we've got 3 minutes remaining, and we are going to see all 20 drivers, probably all 20, doing one quali hot lap. I am so fucking tired. For context, practice 1 started at 1:30. I got my stream ready at 1:20. I woke up at 1:10. So I had 10 minutes to wake up, have a piss, make a cup of coffee, get the graphic ready that says, like, well, F1 Saudi GP practice 3. Ugh, stressful. So I'm really tired. But anyway, and here we go, the final quali hot laps of practice 3. I am very excited for this. Magnussen, the first driver to do a hot lap, and through the first sector, it's a 32.1 for Verstappen, which is the fastest. Magnussen is going to do a doesn't improve in sector 1, half a second down on Verstappen through Sector 1. That is very poor from K-Mag. And we'll keep following Magnussen as he makes his way through. He's the only driver on a hot lap right now, I believe. There is a couple behind, but I'm sure the Sky Sports broadcast will get to them. He's now 9 tenths back from Verstappen in Sector 1, but he is improving, not Sector 1, Sector 2, sorry, but he is improving through Sector 2. So, you know, not egregious, but he's making his way down the final back straight. As we have 2 minutes remaining, round the final corner, K-Mag goes wide and almost loses the car. Round the final corner and goes into the barriers, but he does save it. And he might be able to get round and do another lap. So I'm going to stop watching Sky and I'm going to watch live timing instead because they have updated things. Charles Leclerc with the fastest Sector 1. Russell with the fastest Sector 2. We have... who's on a lap? Is Piastri on a lap? No. Hulkenberg improves to P7. Here comes Russell. Fastest middle sector of anyone. Across the line, Russell goes P2 with a 28.9. And then we have... Leclerc a 10th back through the middle, the first sector. Perez getting a lovely slipstream going into turn 1. Fernando Alonso is on a lap. Fernando Alonso is going to go from P4, improves to P3 with a 29.038. Charles Leclerc with the fastest Sector 1 across the line. It's going to be a 1:28.6 and goes within 2 tenths of Max Verstappen. And now we have Tsunoda. He's P19 at the moment, and he moves up to P7 for Yuki Tsunoda. What an absolute go. Lance Stroll, P13. He moves up to P5. Only a 10th behind Alonso, even though Alonso is now on a fast lap, I believe. No, he isn't. As Hamilton, only P6 for Hamilton. We have Gasly, Behrman, Piastri, Norris, Perez, all on fast laps, as Verstappen sets the fastest Sector 1, 2 tenths up on his teammate Perez, and Perez is way off it, as Ollie Behrman, P7, on his debut in that Ferrari. Fair players. Esteban Ocon goes Pierre Gasly, sorry, goes P10. Oscar Piastri goes P6 with a 29.2. Norris, P4, a 28.9. Only one of 4 drivers to go into 28s. Sergio Perez, P3 for Checo. Max Verstappen, he's just brilliant, isn't he? Like, I don't know what they've done overnight with Verstappen's car, as Ocon only goes to P14. But here comes Verstappen across the line, and he's going to improve his lead. Wait, no, he doesn't. He actually misses out by 20 milliseconds. So Verstappen doesn't improve, and that is going to be the final finishing order of this practice session. So the final running order for practice 3 here in Jeddah before we have the F2 sprint race in 15 minutes. Actually, no, 25 minutes. And then we have qualifying at 5 p.m. We have Max Verstappen in P1 with a 28.4. And then 2 tenths back, Charles Leclerc with a 28.6. Very good and very respectable lap time by Charles Leclerc. And then we have Sergio Perez, 5 tenths back from his teammate with a 28.9. One of only 5 drivers to go in the 1 minute 28. Then we have Russell in P4 with a 28.9. Norris with a 28.9. Alonso a 29 dead. Stroll a 29.1. Piastri a 29.2. Hamilton a 29.2. Behrman a 29.3. He might be 7 tenths behind Leclerc, but honestly, for being a rookie, not bad at all, really, is it? And then we have Magnussen with a 29.5, Gasly a 29.5, Tsunoda a 29.5, Ocon a 29.5, Hulkenberg 29.6, Ricciardo 29.7, Albon 29.8, Bottas 130's dead. Joe 130.7, of course, he hit the barriers. And Sargent didn't set a lap time because he fucked up his car for hitting the wall. So that's going to be all for today. For practice 3, as we see all the drivers coming around. There's no one going for a cheeky hot lap, is there? No. So yeah, that's all. That's the finishing, final finishing order. I think, honestly, if that top 5 or even top 6 is exactly the same in qualifying, Verstappen first, Leclerc second, Perez third, Russell fourth, Norris fifth, Alonso sixth, I wouldn't even be surprised. That is honestly what I think would happen in quali. And there we go. So that's going to be all from me for practice 3. Now, keep in mind, in 25 minutes, I'll be back for the Formula 2 feature race, sprint race, sorry. And then at 4:50, so if you're not interested in F2, in 2 hours and 5 minutes, we will have, 2 hours and 15 minutes at 4:50 p.m. British time, Formula 1 qualifying for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So yeah, that's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in 25 minutes for F2. See ya! Don't you think we're done? One thing I'll quickly say, Ollie Behrman on the final push laps, he went wide in turn 22. So he actually abandoned his lap and he was improving. So he probably could have been within 3 or 4 tenths of Leclerc. So even more impressive from Behrman. Anyway, see you in 25. Don't you think we're done? Don't you think we're done?